right. Daily, I'm getting that it's hard to wake people up to the fact that fucking something's going on. You see this? This is called the axis of the planet. This is the pretend axis that we're a wheel on a ball rotating around this thing. It works much like this. Okay? Now NASA, see, we used to tilt about, pretend this bottom line here on your screen is the ecliptic. We sit on it and we opposed it by 23 degrees and tilt like this and have spun like that forever. Now the axis shift made us go like this. And we still turn the same way. See, we're still turning the same direction. But if I put a little dot there, instead of going around like this, you're now viewing the sky like this. See, there's a big difference now. It's going up and down on the planet. That is why the moon has begun to do a cartwheel. Our moon has begun rising like this and setting like that. It is a wax and wane, bottom to top, top to bottom roll, 180 degrees every night. And by the fact that our fucking axis is tilted, that is not normal. It never did that before. Traditionally, since the beginning of boats and then some, we have traveled north and south on this planet forever using the position of the lunar tilt to tell us where we are on the planet. The fact that it's tilting from my front porch every night tells me I am going up and down on the planet instead of around. It's that simple. Now, this, in tandem with this, our Earth tilted and the moon is wobbling, might make you think about the Earth wobbling like a drunkard, as if in the days of Noah. Are you seriously having problems waking up to the fact that something tilted this fucking planet and the moon is wobbling because we're wobbling like a drunkard? Seriously, you're having a problem with that? Really? You're having a problem with that? Really? This is a working lunar model with the moon traveling around Earth as Earth spins in the same direction the moon travels. Each day, this moon moves 6.24 degrees, each night, my bad, every 12 hours. This moon moves 6.24 degrees in its orbit. The entire time you're looking at it, it's only moving 6.24 degrees every night in its little orbit here. All the motion you see in the moon, minus the 6.24 degrees, is us rotating with it sitting here. It may as well be laying on the table with a flashlight next to it, acting like the sun. Now you begin to spin some fucking circles beside it and see if you flip anything until you bend over and touch your toes. Yes, Orion, the hunter, yeah, he does a cartwheel every night too. Yeah, from rise to set, he's doing a flip too with the moon because the whole sky is doing a cartwheel. Duh. Now, do you see that working model doing any of this? Because this is all time stamped and verified. It's going on. All you gotta do is look, rise, then set. You have 12 hours in between to have your day. Nobody's asking for a great big old commitment, but if you want to know the truth, you're going to fucking look at something you can see with your eyes instead of believing lies. Including libration and position angle. This means as you're standing on the planet Earth right here, you should see the moon do this every month. Not every night. This is a month's worth of fucking movement. A month. You're seeing it flip 180 degrees a night. This is 23 degrees a month. Normal. That's normal. You should tilt the moon 23 degrees every month. However, it's tilting 180 degrees every goddamn night, and you can't figure out something's going on. You can't figure out this is bigger than government. It's not a hacker. It's not the fucking fuel mixes. It's not anything else messing with your food supply. Then I showed you the grain is dead. I showed you the grain is dead for miles and miles, and it's still dead. The farmers are not replanting it. For 3 years, they've been sitting there with dead corn in them. Miles and miles and miles. It ruined the farmers, killing the grain for years and years in a row. Now it's just sitting there, and you're acting like you don't know what's going on. Lee, this one's for you, right there. Okay, this is killing me. I came across this after watching the footage of somebody outside their home after it happened and showing the neighbors' houses and everything were destroyed. They're literally acting like they don't know how the holes got in these people's roofs on mainstream news. That is how the holes got in their roof, people. Now, do you see this? Yeah, they got a fucking disclaimer. This right here is talking about make sure you guys don't staying up on Johnny Depp and don't watch how they're destroying the food industry. They're making it worse. Yes, agreed. The food died. They will blame themselves rather than have you know the food is gone. This is what I told you 2 years ago when I hit the date of martial law, medical lockdown, because 2 weeks later, there was going to be shelf deficiencies at the grocery store. I had run the numbers, came up with the exact day, running consumption and on hand. Boom, 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 came up with the day we had to be locked down to get this excuse into place. So is how you didn't realize that Wendy's not selling beef in certain places was due to the fact that the GMO crops that feed these cows died. We have no grains to feed the animals anymore. They are doing this so you think they are doing it. It is not man causing these things. It is Ra, the blue fucking Kachina. This is Earth. The sun is on this side of this model. This side, we're watching a CME from a blue star. And it's going to throw its magnet signature out here in a minute, which is not Jesus on toast. It is fucking Ra, the blue Kachina. Did you see that? You had to be quick to catch it. There he is. A CME from behind. See the blue lines? Those are IMF lines, interplanetary magnetic field lines, means this has nothing to do with Earth's magnet. Period. See the scale? It says so clearly right here. People that can't read that or understand it, like civil engineers, have no base of knowledge in magnets or electricity or the way they interact. People who are civil engineers sit around and lie to people because they claim to have a crack-induced nightmare that explained to them how they're already dead. And yeah, I'm speaking of this guy in particular because I sent you to his fucking channel and he just won't shut the fuck up. He's got 88 videos debunking me. And if you look at his videos, most of them are Jesus on toast, how the moon is normal every day. The normal's moon. The moon is normal. Moon is normal. He goes through so many videos trying to prove the moon is normal. I just showed you where NASA says actually it's not. Then he put his dick online and threw a cucumber on a stick and started waving it around like a flat earther. The man has no concept of how things work except for being a civil engineer. He didn't even plan the traffic very well, did he? Are you in a traffic jam? Blame Lee, for God's sake. He's sitting here admitting he's a civil engineer. And he's still calling me names. All he commits his time. He comes over, watches my live shows. I don't even look at his shit except for his fucking words. He keeps tagging me up and calling me fucking narcissist and shit. And I'm all like, dude, you fucking nuts, man. The guy's sick. But yet I still get people over here thumbs upping his fucking bullshit. And it's like, he even went through 2 days of telling me I didn't have an oak tree. Kept throwing up the wrong oak. It is an oak tree. It's hollow. It's called a gamble oak, and oaks don't go hollow. They especially. This is a fucking tree with lots of fucking leaves on it. There, you can see them right there. It's a gamble oak. And Lee is a civil engineer. He has no idea, number one, of oak trees or anything like an oak tree. He keeps throwing up these like this is the only leaf a fucking oak tree has. You're silly, Lee. Gamble oak. They're indigenous to Colorado, you fucktard. And as far as this goes, Ken Wheeler, your buddy, demonstrates this exact scenario with his Hallback array, his neodymium huge fucking magnet that he's so proud of, with a coil wire. And he brings it to a position and locks it in place. And there it's lighting a fucking LED, Lee. You should know that because you love to fucking watch the Solar Apophis and fucking debunk him, even though he is way fucking smarter than you are, civil engineer dude. The Solar Apophis actually has something to do with the field of magnetism. You don't. Nor do you understand navigation whatsoever at the moon. You don't understand light and shadow. You think it's normal for the man in the moon to do a cartwheel every night? Oh, you just got to lay on your back and make it right. I helmsman qualified here of the USS Texas and I also drove the USS Arkansas. CGN 39 and 41. If I had laid down on my back to look at the moon, they would have thrown me overboard for being useless. Idiot.